Beautiful Aries. This is going to be your reading from August 18th through the 24th. It's good for the Sun, Rising, Moon, and Venus sign of Aries. Keep in mind this is a general reading. It's not a personal reading meant for just one person, so it won't resonate with everyone that watches. Check your Rising, Moon, or Venus sign. If this does not resonate, you could find messages there instead. All of the messages for all 12 zodiac signs will be posted by Wednesday, I hope. I just moved you guys, so it's been a little hectic. If general readings don't hit it for you and you would like a more personal, private message about just you yourself, about health, wealth, love, or destiny, book a private reading with me. I love reading for your sign. The link to my website is in the description below. If you're new to Soma Chandra Tarot, welcome, subscribe, and hit the bell so you know when I read for your sign. I've been thinking a lot about you guys, Aries. I would say, I think it was 2 weeks ago, I did a general reading for you that I literally wanted the whole world to watch. It was the most powerful, amazing message. I feel like you guys have been at the top of my pyramid. Like you guys have been the ones to watch. Like if my channel was Dance Moms and I was Abby, you'd be at the top of that crazy pyramid she does. I've been really pulling for you guys lately. You're so strong, and I've never met an Aries that I didn't just love because I'm a Libra. We're right across the wheel from each other, and I always feel such a strong sense of obligation to your sign. So I really hope that this Venetian ruled Libra can hit it for my Martian ruled Aries. Let's get into it for you guys. I have this wonderful new Oracle deck that I wanted to use for you guys. The first message that came out for you for this third week in August is surrender to creativity. Let your imagination soar. Stay open to all creative ideas about how to pursue a dream or solve a problem. So, and you know, it was funny when I was listening to your guides and getting everything ready during my shuffling meditation, I saw the Empress. And the Empress comes up with very creative solutions. So some of you guys really need to surrender to creativity about how to make a dream come to fruition or to solve a problem. Two cards flipped out. I only wanted to do one more, but surrender to play came out. Take a break from overthinking a goal. Do something fun. Play is a time of recreation and rejuvenation. So I think that surrendering to a little bit of a playfulness as opposed to overthinking something, and that will help you get creative. I feel like these two cards work together. I feel like this works in tandem with it as well. Surrender to obsessive thinking. If you're obsessing about a person or a situation, turn the dilemma over to spirit. Doing so will bring you clarity or even solve the problem. So it's very clear to me, you guys, that you're trying to solve a problem or you're trying to come up with some kind of solution. Don't overthink it. Allow yourself to just take a break and be playful with this person, with yourself. You need to just run through the puddles like this chick and try to surrender to some creativity. Get creative. Use your imagination. It will help you solve the problem. It'll work way better than overthinking it. And you guys need to surrender to a more playful side. It will rejuvenate you and get you out of your head so much. Advice from the tarot: the card of judgment came out, which is Scorpio or Libra, the Four of Pentacles in reverse, and the Six of Pentacles. So I think it's judgment day for you. I think you're at a real crossroads. You're very close to an ascension, very close to ending a cycle, because judgment is the second to the last card in the major arcana. We start with the Fool, we end in the World. But before we end to that ascension and to that completion, we usually hit a crossroads. I just heard the word plateau, and I don't know why that. I just trust the words that my guides give me. You guys might feel like you're at a bit of a plateau in a situation, probably because you need to surrender to something more creative and not overthinking a situation or a dilemma. It's getting you stuck in your head. It really is judgment day. Don't overthink it. And when you're at a crossroads, you can either go back the way you started, or you can. This is often a card that suggests something can really be fixed if you can leave the past behind. If you've had the Tower where you've had the sudden awakening and you've allowed for a chaotic shift, you've healed from all of that, because the Tower can be dramatic, and you've had the healing of the Star, you really can get to this crossroads where you can leave the past behind and make a choice to move forward. Choose wisely. Ignore your inner critic. When it's judgment day, it's judgment day. Don't pass judgment too harshly on yourself. and get creative when you try to pick a path to move forward. Some of you are just sort of stuck at a crossroads. You have a major choice to make. This is also about a major life lesson learned. And when we don't ignore the inner calling and we hear our own best judgment, it makes way for something new and an ending that will bring change. Yeah. But in order to get to that place, I think there's something you need to let go of. The Four of Pentacles in reverse is where we shed the old. The Four of Pentacles it's called firm foundation here. But what the card really means is we take a very conservative approach and we have a scarcity mindset. We hold back and yet we hold on. The foundation might need to crumble in this situation, Aries. You will have to loosen up and let go of something you were really hanging on to. You might feel like you're losing something, but you will shed the old. I think it will be easier for you to make that major choice moving forward. Also, when the Four of Pentacles comes in reverse, watch for financial issues. Watch for overspending or clinging to something too tightly. That will make way for the Six of Pentacles. Their last piece of advice is make sure you're operating out of a place of equal give and take, giving and receiving. You may be called to be charitable or generous in a situation. Only give as much as you feel comfortable with. Be careful not to tip your scales. Okay? Some of you might feel as though you're being breadcrumbed. If you're in a situation like that with a person, they might only have so much to give. They might be spread very thin. You might be spread very thin. So make sure when you make this choice that you focus on equal give and take and letting go of the past. Letting go of something you were clinging to. That might be what you're overthinking. At the center of it all for you, the Page of Cups came out. Little Page of Cups, little Pisces water sign. This could even be a child in your life, but not necessarily. The Page of Cups is a small offering of emotion. Pages explore and study. They deliver information and deliver messages. And it's about opening your heart up. You might get good news this week. You might be offered an invitation in some way. The Page of Cups feels a little vulnerable and a little shy. Sometimes he's about an apology or to making an amends, but not necessarily. It's where we see a creative opportunity. We feel intuitively our heartstrings are kind of plucked a bit and strummed, and we're curious about possibilities. So that's the energy you're in. I do see the Wheel of Fortune in reverse at the bottom of the deck. Up until now, you might have been focused on breaking cycles, playing out some karma. You might have felt very restricted by the energy of Saturn. We are in Saturn retrograde right now. The Wheel of Fortune makes us feel like things are grinding to a halt. So hopefully you will be able to tolerate the stress and ups and downs of life moving into the end of August and be able to break some old cycles and go with the flow a little bit better. Let's see what comes out for you. I'm going to pull the whole spread out and then I'll pause for a minute, see what messages I hear, and then I'll interpret the cards for you. I will look at your environment. I am going to do a Celtic cross, but I will look at your environment, someone in your environment, because I know a lot of you are tuning in to see the energy around you. Spirit, show me Aries, Sun, Rising, Moon, Venus of Aries, August 17th through the 24th. Okay, so the challenge is the Hierophant in reverse. Some of you are dealing with a Taurus. What's driving Aries? This could also be the catalyst as well. The Tower. The Tower came out for Scorpio as their final outcome. What else is driving Aries? Sudden shifts. I just talked about the Tower. Five of Swords. Ooh, you're having to fight through a lot of change and it's hitting you very suddenly, Aries. My goodness, this is going to be, okay, this is going to be an intense week. You might be mad and shocked by something, an emotional offering that someone gives you, or you're fighting yourself on it a little bit. We'll see. What's happening deep within for Aries and in the past that's affecting them? Justice. There's the energy of Libra. What else with justice in the past? This wants to come out. The Ten of Cups in reverse. Death. More Scorpio energy. Something ended. What is your soul telling you at all times? What is the highest version of themselves? Seven of Cups in reverse. Thank you, Spirit. What else is there? Are you telling them? Temperance in reverse. Sagittarius energy. Okay, I see where they're going here. This can all be worked through. I feel like this is more advice than anything. It's good advice. Okay, what's coming in for them? What action will Aries be taking? The Seven of Swords in reverse. What else? What other action will they be taking? The King of Pentacles in reverse. How does Aries see themselves? Thank you. The High Priestess. Ooh, Libra Pisces energy. Listening to your intuition, being very calm and still. I like this. The High Priestess is going to help you gain temperance. And she's going to help you deal with that tower. That's good. Okay, Spirit, show me the energy around Aries. Show me the person that they're thinking of right now. How does that person see themselves? The Ace of Wands. How does this person feel about Aries? The Nine of Swords. Well, they're stressed out. I'm going to go back to their action in a minute. Show me how Aries feels. Show me Aries' feelings. The King of Wands. There you go, baby. How many kings do we have on the table? We have two. King of Wands and a King of Pentacles. This is the Knight of Kings. Tonight, all these kings have been coming out for everybody I've read for. I feel like everyone's in king energy. I think something about COVID has brought many of us to some kind of mastery. Even a king in the reverse is working on mastery, and we'll talk about that. Okay, show me the final outcome this week if they stay on present course. Four Pentacles. What was your advice? Your advice was to let something go. And I see you hanging on a little bit. What else with the Four of Pentacles? Thank you, Spirit. Ace of Pentacles. Well, you might have to open up a little bit. Like if this is about finances or resources for you, Aries, you might have to really budget your funds. Even if your funds are your time, emotions, and sleep, you might have to budget them very carefully and only do equal give and take and not overdo it and be giving and generous to a fault, because you're going to have to open up and spend or a little bit more than you want to, or lose something that you've been holding on to. I think you feel like something's really grounded here. And now we've got a Knight of Cups at the bottom of the deck. And the Four of Swords, the World. So an ending is coming. You may get a surge of emotional energy around the end of August into September. It will stress you out a little bit. Watch that you don't pour into something so much that you become physically ill. You will complete a cycle very soon. And you will be getting over something that has been disappointing you or hurting you. You've been on a break from something, I think, or you will be. I think you're going to feel an upswing in emotional energy, either within you or around you. Let me see this action towards this person, from this person. What action does this person want to take towards Aries? Strength in reverse. Why is the Nine of Swords in reverse? No, too many cards. Why is the Nine of Swords in reverse? Thank you. Two of Wands in reverse. Nine of Wands. Oh, this person's guarded and worn down. The Hermit, and someone is withdrawn. Okay, let me just listen for a second and see what messages come through for you. Okay, I just had to pause and listen. So this Page of Cups is at the center of it all. Good news, emotional curiosity, and some vulnerability. The challenge, or the reason, this could be a challenge or it could just simply be the catalyst, is this Hierophant in reverse. Hierophant is Taurus energy. This is the Zach Wong deck, by the way. I love it. I wasn't going to use it for you guys. I was going to use Light Seer's Tarot, and this card, one of the cards jumped out off of this deck, and I was like, oh, okay, I'll use it for Aries. This is what they want. So the Hierophant is Taurus. The Hierophant is a messenger, a spiritual leader, a counselor, a teacher. The Hierophant represents the system, community at large, being part of something bigger than ourselves. Sometimes it is university, a bank, a big company, the path of self and betterment. Sometimes the Hierophant can be a healer of some kind or someone in the healing arts. But when I see it in reverse, I think you're going to open up to something emotionally this week, delivering and receiving some kind of emotional message. But the challenge will be not clinging to old ways. The challenge will be someone in your life, or you yourself, might want to march to the beat of their own drum. They might consider themselves their own best teacher. They challenge the status quo. They want something non-conventional. They want to break free of tradition and the norm and create their own spirituality or their own traditions. They want to educate themselves. They want to do something non-conventional. This might be you. It could be a person you're connecting with. But what's driving you? I don't know how you feel about this, to be perfectly honest. Some of you are breaking out of a contract, either a relationship, a big company, university, something like that. This could, I don't know why I just heard travel. Sorry, you guys, my mic's a little weird. So the Tower to the Five of Swords. I think that there will be some huge sudden shifts this week for you, Aries. The tower is Scorpio, and we hit the eject button and we tear it all down. We have a sudden awakening. Something chaotic might happen. It is a card of investment. I actually like the tower. The tower can be anything from falling in love and having a baby to quitting a job, or moving. I see you guys wanting to tear everything down and rebuild. You might realize that you've suddenly done something that you didn't want to. This is the only Five of Swords I've ever seen like this. He's kind of doing something to himself. Normally, I don't mind a five in the upright. The Five of Swords does indicate conflict, disagreements, holding someone in convenient contempt. Sometimes it's where we need to win at all costs or we feel defeated. So, if you have to win at all costs and blow everything apart, you got to do what you got to do. Just remember, if you're the winner, don't gloat. If you're the loser, lick your wounds. Make sure you're not fighting just to win, but you might feel like you have to fight through a lot to make a major change. You might even be willing to suffer a loss to some degree. It means that much to you. Okay, my fighters. Dang, in the past, this is the part of happening deep within or something that happened in the past that's most affecting you now. Justice, the Ten of Cups to death, Libra and Scorpio here. Something could have gone down with a Libra. Something could have gone down in a court of law. Justice is a choice where we examine the cause and effect. We weigh the odds. Justice is served. Some of you might have gone through a divorce or broken a contract of some kind. I think the universe approved at the time. The Ten of Cups in reverse. The Ten of Cups is about emotional stability and happy endings. But in the reverse, it might mean trouble in paradise. You and another person or a company or a relationship of some kind that you misaligned in values. It might not have been meant to be at the time, and it came to an end. But it was a solid ending, the death and the transformation and the rebirth. You are not afraid of what grows in the place of what dies at this point. It looks like you went through this death cycle. There just wasn't going to be long-term happily ever after emotional stability in it. Justice was served in the situation. Either that or you were dealing with a Scorpio or a Libra that it just wasn't meant to be with at that time. And that might be what's happening deep within too. What your guides are telling you. Seven of Cups in reverse to Temperance in reverse. When the Seven of Cups comes in reverse, it's kind of a reality check for us. Sometimes the Seven of Cups in reverse means you don't have all the options you think you do, or it's time to stop doing wishful thinking and daydreaming. You might be overwhelmed and confused. When the Seven of Cups comes in reverse, we are a little overwhelmed by all of our choices. And I think your guides are saying, narrow your options down at this point. Focus more on inner alignment and think about what your personal values are. I notice in the upright, everything looks confusing and like scary to him almost. They all look like dreams. In the reverse, look at all the tangible things in the cup. She's narrowed down her choices. It's been a bit of a reality check, but now she can see what's really in the cups because she focused on her own personal values. So your guides are saying, narrow your choices, get out of daydream land, don't live in an illusion or a fantasy. If you're overwhelmed, it might be because you're running hot and cold in a situation. Some of you have been dealing with a Sagittarius, or maybe you have Sag in your chart. Some of you, your North Node is Sagittarius. I just heard that just now, which means your South Node's in Gemini. That's not true for all of you, but I just heard it, so it's true for somebody. So your guides are saying, watch for excessiveness or imbalance. Someone may not be your soulmate, or this might not be divinely guided at this time. Listen to your intuition. Be patient, be calm, be peaceful, determine the purpose. Don't be excessive. Watch for running hot and cold. Narrowing your choices down will help solidify what you really want in a situation. Your actions this week, Seven of Swords in reverse to the King of Pentacles in reverse. This could be you. This could be a person around you. I think you're having a bit of an identity crisis in a situation, if I had to guess, Aries. The Seven of Swords in reverse is where we feel guilty about something, or we feel as though we can't be as flexible and adaptable as we want, or we feel like we don't know who we really are. We want to be different. We want to turn over a new leaf. We definitely don't want to keep secrets. We don't want to cheat ourselves. We don't want to kid ourselves. I think you might be feeling a little insecure in a situation. I think you might catch yourself or another person in a situation that just doesn't feel comfortable to you. Watch for feeling ungrounded. This King of Pentacles in reverse can be very stubborn. He's not very practical either. He can be unsupportive. The King of Pentacles in reverse can be a married man or a husband, a wealthy person, an earth sign, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. It suggests an obsession with wealth and the material things, or someone conversely who's somewhat financially inept or having issues with that. He comes along when we have a hard time focusing on our goals. We don't feel supported and we can't be supportive to anyone else. We feel as though we've lost some stability. We're having a hard time with discipline and taking the lead. Try to get grounded. If you catch someone in a situation that's being this way with you, that might make you suddenly realize what's going on, and it might make you mad. It might make you run hot and cold, like, oh my gosh, this was an illusion. I think your guides are just telling you you might just need to let it go. It might really put you at a major crossroads. Yeah. But you see yourself as the high priestess. You could be connecting to a Libra or a Pisces or a Cancerian. You might have that in your chart, but this is how you see yourself, as calm, passive. You need to listen to your intuition. We go to a high priestess. She does not go to us. She chases no one. She often appears to have a secret. Sometimes she even experiences a little bit of psychic pain because she's a very empathic person. You might feel like your intuition is very heightened this week. Listen to your intuition. It's not lying to you. For sure. I like that that's how you see yourself. The energy around you, Ace of Wands, the person around you sees themselves as the Ace of Wands. They see themselves as a passionate person. They see a lot of growth potential in a situation. They want to start something entirely new that may or may not be with you. It could be a reactivation of a relationship that had been sort of dampened and died before. This person sees themselves as passionate and wanting something with long-term growth potential that's a new opportunity. Their feeling towards you is the Nine of Swords in the upright. They're stressed out, they're worried, they're anxious, they're not really sure how to feel. This is kind of a bloody nightmare for them. Strength in reverse tells me that this person might have a hard time facing you. They might struggle with strength of character. They might have a hard time taming desire, raw emotion, pride, feelings of inadequacy. They might let their guard down a little bit, but I think they're afraid to. Two of Wands in reverse to the Nine of Wands. Overall, I think this might be hard for you to hear. I think whoever this is, they're focused more on their own personal goals. They're divesting in a situation. They might have a hard time facing you. They're very guarded, and their feelings towards you cause them anxiety and some grief. I think they might want to move on to something new. And this could be for any particular reason with any person in your life. It will be different for different people. In your feelings, you're the King of Wands. You're like, okay, I'm going to listen to my intuition. I definitely don't want to cheat myself. I think you're getting out of I think you might catch someone, even you might catch yourself, you might catch someone else in a situation that's really ungrounding you. And you're like, okay, I need to focus on long-term growth potential. I am a fire sign after all. Sometimes the King of Pentacles is the married man. Sometimes the King of Wands is the other man. Sometimes the King of Pentacles is committed. The King of Wands is often a consummate bachelor that just wants to be friends. For those of you that are here just for a romantic relationship, that might be happening. Use your discernment. It will be different for different people. But the King of Wands is what you're feeling. I think you're hopeful for something that's very passionate. The King of Wands is a great king. He takes the lead. He's very consistent. He's good with words. He's very experienced. He's very passionate, and he's very confident. And he visualizes long-term success in his life, and he has grand visions, and he's a natural born leader. So I think you're feeling like, okay, I have to take the lead. I have to be passionate in this situation. I definitely want something with growth potential that excites me. And I think that you want to lead all that. Aries often do, very much so. But I don't know what's going on with this person around you. They might see growth potential in this, but something about this situation with you this week is stressing them out, and they might have a hard time they're definitely going to have a hard time with strength of character. They're very guarded and worn down with you. And I don't think they see a path to move forward with you. They feel it. They feel it with the Ace of Wands, but I think this is more about their own personal goals for the week. They might not be in a place where they can discover more information before they discover how they feel about it in the situation, in particular in the passion department and long-term growth potential. And the overall outcome for the week, the Four of Pentacles to the Ace of Pentacles. What are you saving up your pentacles for, Aries? Someone could be withholding from you and starting something new, or you could be holding back. Sometimes the Four of Pentacles is we're clinging to something out of a need for stability and security, but it is a scarcity mindset and it is very conservative. You might feel the need to cling tightly to all four pentacles you have because you truly believe that any minute now you'll be able to start something that will manifest into abundance. But this could conversely be another person holding back from you that wants to start a journey somewhere else. I meant this to be for you. I think that based on the oracle cards, you are going to, your advice was the opposite of what you're doing or what's happening. If someone's holding back from you and being a miser with you, Aries, you might just need to let them go and say, look, I've given all I can. I'm not going to unbalance my scales here because frankly, it's starting to make me feel a lot of push pull and run hot and cold. I definitely am at a crossroads. So make sure you're holding on to what you're holding on to for the right reasons. Yeah, and continue to listen to your intuition. I can see that you're really fighting through change. Just remember to get creative in the situation, surrender to being playful, and don't overthink it, okay? Go back to the beginning and listen to these messages again. I think they gave you good advice. All right, Aries, that's your reading and your message for the third week in August. I hope it resonates with you, and I hope it helps you. Book a private reading with me if you want to work with me personally. I'm always listening to the universe for you, Aries. Always. I love you guys. I'll see you next time.